اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إنه ليس العلم بموضع رزقه، وإنما أهله بكثرة تكثر على قلبه، فأجول في طلبه البلدان، وأنا فيما أنا طالب كالحيران. لا أدري في سهل هو أم في جبل، أم في أرض أم في سماء أم في بر أم في بحر، وعلى يدي من ومن قبل من، وقد علمت أن علمه عندك وأسبابه بيدك، وأنت الذي تكتمه بلطفك وتسببه برحمتك. اللهم صل على محمد وآله، واجعل يا رب رزقك لي واسعا، ومطلبه سهلا، ومأخذه قريبا، ولا تؤنني بطلب ما لم تقدر لي فيه رزقا، فإنك غني عن عذابي وأنا فقير إلى رحمتك. فصل على محمد وآله، وجد على عبدك بفضلك، إنك ذو فضل عظيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا حسن المصطفى، السلام عليك السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين، وعلى تسعة المعصومين من ذريتك، علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والحجة بن الحسن، عجل الله فرجا وسهل الله مخرجا وظهور. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مكمهون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما كذبوا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا قالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب عليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كما أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا مهدرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون يأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلك منه النهار فإذا هم مسلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعموا من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أحد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدونه هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسكناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نؤمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند مهدرون ولا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم. مبارك الفاتحة.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات. घबराएंगी ज़ैनब, घबराएंगी ज़ैनब, कैसा ये बरागर हुआ बर्बाद इलाही, क्या आई तबाही। اب اس کو نہ آباد کبھی پائیں گی زینب، گھبرائیں گی زینب، پھٹ جائے گا بس دیکھتے ہی گھر کو کلیجا، یاد آؤں گے بھیا، دل ڈھونڈے گا تم کو تو کہاں پائیں گی زینب، گھبرائیں گی زینب، بے پردہ ہوئی قید بھی خواہر نے اٹھائی، اور موت نہ آئی، کیا جانیے کیا کیا بھی دکھ پائیں گی زینب، گھبرائیں گی زینب، گھر جا کے کسے دیکھیں گی، قاسم ہے نہ عباس، اکبر بھی نہیں پاس، اپنے علی اصغر کو کہاں پائیں گی زینب، گھبرائیں گی زینب، پوچھیں گے جو سب لوگ کے بازو پہ ہوا کیا، یہ نیل ہے کیسا، کس کس کو نشان رسی کے دکھلائیں گی زینب، گھبرائیں گی زینب، محمد وآل محمد صلوات.
محمد وآل Muhammad salawat. Quick couple of announcements. Inshallah, Tuesday we after Salatul Maghribain Isha, we are inshallah hoping that one of the presidential candidates, Salim Ramtullah, will be here. So Momina requested here to come and see him, question him, whatever questions required with regards to his manifesto and what his vision is. The election will be held on Thursday, 12th of September, before the program and after the program, inshallah. Momina requested to come and vote for their presidential candidate, Arif Hilji or Salim Ramtura. Par Muhammad wa al Muhammad salawat. Can I request please everyone to recite Surah Fatiha for Ayatollah Fadil Milani and all our marhumin Surah Al-Mubarakatil Fatiha. Can we invite the Maulana to the member with a loud Nara Salawat Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad Salawat.
رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد اهدنا الصراط المستقيم غير المغضوب عليهم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين وهو خير ناصر ومعين الحمد لله الفرد الأحد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيدنا ونبينا وشفيعنا وطبيب نفوسنا وحبيب قلوبنا مولانا بالقاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتخبين المنتجبين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من يوم عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال مولانا علي بن موسى الرضا في زيارة المعصومة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك أن تختم لي بالسعادة صلوات الله محمد وآل محمد. Respected Mu'mineen, first of all, I would like to extend my heartiest condolences on occasion where we are commemorating the martyrdom of our Master Lady, Bibi Masumah Qum, the daughter of Imam Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And indeed, this lady is a role model for all of us, as she was given a title by the Imam, which Imam who is infallible and official appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam alayhi salam, he said that the Bibi Masumah, he is Masumah, she is infallible. However, Bibi Masumah Qum, she is not among the lists of 14 Masumeen, but because she was endorsed by Imam al-Ma'sum, so that is why she is Masumah. When we look at her life or her, virtue or her greatness, you find that there are 4 Imam. They have recommended to do the ziyarat of Bibi Fatima Masumah Qum. Imam al-Sadiq, Imam al-Musa al-Kadhim, Imam al-Rida, and Imam al-Jawad. All these 4 Ma'soom Imam, they recommend that we have to do, and it is recommended for us to do the ziyarat of this great lady. And if you combine all those riwayat, you find one common thing over there is that lahul jannah. When you perform the ziyarat of Ma'sumah, the reward which is common in all those riwayat, that you will achieve Jannah by visiting the grave of Bibi Masumah Qum. However, if you look at all those riwayat, 3 of them, these riwayat, they generally say anyone who can visit the grave of visit the grave of Bibi Masumah Qum, Jannat is wajib for him. But in one riwayah, it is the condition has been put arifan bihaqqiha. However, ulama, they have long discourse about the meaning of arifan bihaqqi. and this sentence has come also in the chapter of Ziyarat Imam al-Rida, that whosoever visit the grave of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida, arifan bihaqqihi, so wajabat lahul jannah, jannat become obligatory for him. So, but when it comes to Bibi Masumah, three imam or three riwayat says that Jannat is wajib for someone who visit the grave of Bibi Masumah, except one, which whether it is says arifan, one condition has been put, that arifan bihaqqiha, that one should have ma'rifah of her, and then if we visit the grave of Bibi Masumah, the Jannat become obligatory. However, ulama over here, they said, the meaning of arif and bihaqqi, and we have to have understanding of her. But what level, which understanding, sometime understanding the ma'rifah that we have, it is a ijmali, means general, brief understanding. Sometime, understanding which is in detail or in depth, which understanding is required over here, arif and bihaqqiha, we do not know. But other three riwayat, they say that anyone who visit the grave of Masumah without any condition, so Jannat is wajib. Once upon a time, there is a alim, he's still alive, Ayatullah Mu'mini. He says, he narrated that once he was sitting, he went to the Najaf al-Ashraf, and he's a Qum alim, and he lives in Qum. So he says that I went to Najaf al-Ashraf, and over there, he said, after finishing the ziyarah, I was sitting outside of the haram. So people, they were coming and asking me the questions. There was a queue. He said, among those people, those wanted to have question from me, those who wanted to have question and they wanted to answer from me. So he said, among them, there was a boy, and he was 18, 20 years boy. And he said, when he was just sitting in the corner, I called him. He said, he came to me. So I asked him, do you have a question? He said, yes, Agha, I have a question. He said, what is your question? He said, I came from so far, Agha, and I want to enter in the haram of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida, in the haram of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. So Agha, he said, then why don't you go and visit? Why don't you go and do the ziyarat, recite ziyarat over there? He said, Agha, I'm very sinful person. I'm not able, I'm shy from the Imam. To go for the ziyarat of him. Agha Mu'mini, he responded to him. He said, why you are shy? Tell me one thing, I have a question from you. If you do wrong to your father, will you shy to meet your father? He said, of course not. Yeah, my father, he loved me too much, and I love my father loved me. We both love one another. But even if I make mistake, if I do wrong to my father never ever reject me. So Agha Mu'mini, he said, but don't you remember Rasulullah said, Ana wa Aliyun abawa hadhihi al-ummah, that we both, me and Ali, are the father of this ummah. So this haram of Amirul Mu'mineen is the haram of your father. No matter how much sinful you are, So he is an imam of rahmah. He is a kind imam. So all the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, if you look, they are representing the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are, manifestation of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Bibi Masumah in, however, one condition has been put, that arifan bihaqqiha, but we do not know the meaning of it. But this, riwayah, it is a very important riwayah. One ziyarat of Bibi Masumah, and we achieve Jannah. Anyway, so it was just muqaddimah. I would like to mention, in this my short lecture, some khususiyat or some characteristics of Bibi Masumah. One of the characteristics of Bibi Masumah is that she migrated from Medina heading to the Khurasan, and she had the intention of migration. She wanted to meet her brother Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida. So that is why she left Medina and she wanted to go to Khurasan. But in between, she was martyred, or she was passed away because of the Shahadat of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida. So this, is called hijrah. She did hijrah from Medina to Qom. So, when we look at the concept of hijrah, it is very important. If you look at the, in generally, if you look at Islam, You find Islam could not get development or could not get progress without the hijrah. When Rasulullah, as long as Rasulullah was in Mecca, Islam was not that much developed. Islam could not grow. So what happened when Rasulullah goes and he embraced the hijrah and he migrate from Mecca to Medina? Then, mashallah, he got very great welcome from the people, and Islam started, growing, and Islam was expanded tremendously. So hijrah, it has its own barakah. But when it comes to hijrah, we have different categories of the hijrah. Inshallah, one day I will explain for you. There are 5-6 categories of the hijrah, but in today's session, I will mention very briefly 3 categories of the hijrah. One category of the hijrah, which is called al-hijratul i'taqadiyya. What is the meaning of hijratul i'taqadiyya? In term of i'taqad, in term of faith, we need to do hijrah from one i'taqad, one creed, one belief, one faith, to another, or to the correct faith, to correct belief. And people, they have done, and they are appreciated. For example, the son of Abu Lahab, whose name is Akrama. Akrama, actually, he was in the beginning, he was a kafir and he was mushrik the way his father was. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. He says about Abu Jahl that Abu Jahl, he is worse than the Fir'aun of Musa alayhi salam. Rasulullah used to call the Abu Jahl, he is the Fir'aun of my time. So he said that the Fir'aun of my time is worse than the Fir'aun of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. And how? Because when Abu Jahl about to depart from this dunya, he was abusing Rasulullah. So Rasulullah said, Fir'aun of the Musa alayhi salam, when he was about to drown, so he said to Musa, "Oh Musa, I did wrong," but the time was gone. So Rasulullah used to come. So this he had a son whose name is Akrama. Akrama was only 21 years old guy. He's a young man. And then what happened, when Rasulullah comes to Makkah and Fateh Makkah, or the conquer of Makkah took place. So at that moment, Rasulullah commanded his people that anyone from the kuffar put his sword on the floor. So you should not, attack on him. Otherwise, anyone is still ready to, fight with the Muslim army, then his blood is allowed for you. So there were almost 10-15 people. Some historian, they have written there were 8 people. So among those people, those who did not surrender before the Muslim army, so was the Akrama. So Akrama, he did not put his sword down. So what happened? Akrama, he fought with the Muslim army, and then he ran away from Makkah. And then he comes to ocean or the darya at a beach, and there he find a kashti, he find a boat, and he ride on the boat. And then what happened? He decided to leave Makkah and go very far from there, out of reach of Muslim and out of the reach of Rasulullah. So he decided that in between, what happened when he ride or when he board in a boat. So his boat get stuck, with a storm in ocean. At that time, because when you are in danger, so your zamir, your consciousness, it awake. So his consciousness woke up, and then he realized that the Islam, it is a true religion. So he made nazar to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Allah, if I get rid from here, I will accept Islam. So Rasulullah has said that his blood is allowed for the Muslim Ummah. So Alhamdulillah, finally he got rid from there, and he comes back, and then he wanted to meet the Rasulullah. But it is very difficult for him to meet Rasulullah, because he said to Muslim Ummah, Muslim people, that his blood is legitimate blood. You can shed his blood. So he found that the Rasulullah is in Medina. So he wrapped a cloth on his face, he hid his face, and he entered into the Masjid al-Nabawi. When he entered into Masjid al-Nabawi, and he know that the Rasulullah, he is Rasulul Rahmah, he is a merciful Rasul. So he ran and he rushed to the Rasulullah, and he just come before the Rasulullah, and he remove his hijab from his face. and he said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. Recite salawat ala Muhammad. So here narration says, at that moment, Rasulullah said, Marhaban birrakibil muhajir. This word is used, muhajir. You are welcome. You did hijrah from wrong faith to the right faith. So this is called al-hijratul ataqadiyya. Sometimes, a person, he has wrong aqidah, wrong concept. So if he move from there, so it is also called hijrah. And sometimes this hijrah is wajib. So this is the first type of the hijrah. Second type of the hijrah, or second type of migration, is called al-hijratul akhlaqiyya. Someone, he has a bad akhlaq, he's a short temper, or someone he has, he's stubborn. Someone, he has a wrong habit of this sinning. So if someone leave his wrong habit and he comes to the right habit, is called al-hijratul akhlaqiyya. And that is why Mawla Amirul Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam, in one of his hadiths, he says, Al-muhajiru man hajar as-sayyi'at. Muhajir, real immigrant, is the one, or real, muhajir is the one who migrate from wrong habit to the right habit, from wrong akhlaq to the right akhlaq. This is also called, al-hijratul ataqadiyya. And the third category of the hijrah, making the long story short, it is hijratul, geographical hijrah. So geographical hijrah, Rasulullah has done it in his lifetime from Mecca to Medina. Many Muslims from Mecca to Habasha, they have migrated for the sake of, protecting their religion, because as long as they were in Mecca, they were tortured, they were not able to practice their religion. Such a, hijrat, it is called geographical hijrah. So you migrate from one place to another place for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or for example, Amir Mu'min also, he has done hijrah. First hijrah from Mecca to Medina, and then second hijrah from Medina to Kufa. And that is why our Mawla Imam Sayyid Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, when he's in the court of the Yazid, so over there in his khutbah, he says that Ana ibn Makkah wa Mina, and then after, at the end, when he comes to mentioning his father, his grandfather, Amir Mu'min, he says, Ana ibn man salla al-qiblatayn, Ana ibn man hajar al-hijratayn. I'm the one who has prayed to both direction, or toward the two qibla, and I'm the son of who has done two hijrah in his lifetime. And that was the hijrah from Mecca to Medina, and Medina to Kufa. And he was talking about the Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. So sometimes hijrah, it is hijrah, geographical hijrah. And this is what Bibi Masumah she has done in her lifetime. She left Medina for the sake of the imama. Actually, it was not only just emotional love that always found in between a sister and the brother. Actually, it was the love which is a love of follower toward her imam. Because Imam al-Rada alayhi salam, he was Ma'soom and he was Imam. So Bibi Masumah Yaqub, she traveled. Of course, she had so much love to her brother. But she knew that Imam of my time, he is in Khurasan. And he is Imam al-Rada alayhi salatu wasalam. So that is why she migrated from there. So one of the khususiyya of Bibi Masumah Yaqub, that she does, or she did hijrah in her lifetime. The second khususiyya of the Masumah Yaqub, her title which is given to her by the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, it is Karimatu Ahlul Bayt. What is the meaning of Karimat Ahlul Bayt? Actually, meaning of Karim, even before I have told you, but let me give you the hadith. Wa'adul Karim naqdun wa ta'jilun. When a Kareem person, when a generous person, he promised, so he fulfill his promise quickly. For example, if someone comes to the bargah of Bibi Masumah Yaqub and you ask her something, so she does not delay in giving. Wa'adul Kareem naqdun wa ta'jilun. And also, when it comes to another definition of the Kareem, they say Al-Karimu man bada'a bil ihsan. Kareem is someone, Even if you go to her door or his door, you don't have to speak up. You don't have to, tell to her or tell to him something. He will give you without even you ask him. This is called Kareem. And that is why, Kareemat Ahlul Bayt, the Masumah Qum, she is Kareema. When you go to her darbar, when you go to her haram, and you do not even ask her, she knows what you have in your heart. She will grant you, your haja before you ask her. So she is a Kareemat Ahlul Bayt. So this is the second category or second characteristic of Bibi Masumah Qum. Third characteristic, it is because she was Molai and she had, wilayat of her, her wilayat for the Imam of her time. So that is why she migrated from there. And these are the characteristics. One of the characteristics, the fourth characteristic, let me shorten my lecture. The fourth characteristic of Masumah Qum, she was so concerned about her ibadat. Historians, they have written, when Bibi Masumah Qum, she was in Medina. So every time, she used to come and meet her brother, Imam al-Rada, because he was Imam. First, she used to visit him, and then immediately she used to go to Musalla and offering namaz. 2/3 of her night were spent in the ibadah, Bibi Masumah Qum. And also the Qummi, the people of the Qum, they narrate when Bibi Masumah Qum reaches to Qum, and she was in the house of Musa ibn Khazraj, one of the Shia of there. His family member, they narrate that we found that the Bibi Masumah Qum, all night she is standing for the ibadat. And that is why the house of Musa ibn Khazraj, where she stayed in her stay, or when she come from Medina to Qum, where she stayed, that house is called, even today, it is Baytun Nur, the house of Nur. Why? Why it is a house of Nur? Because Bibi Masumah Qum, when she used to, had tawassul, when she used to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a Nur used to come out from her forehead. So that is why this house is called Baytun Nur. So it was the characteristic of Masumah Qum. And because Masumah Qum, she was so serious about her ibadah. That is why, if you see the merit which, Ahlul Bayt, they have given her, however, she is not among the 14 Masumin. But 14 Masumin, or the infallible Imam, they have given priority to her. For example, if you look at the, children of the Imam, for example, Abul Fazl Abbas is also one of the child. Or Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, she is one of the child of, Ma'sum, directly child of the, but the khususiyya, the merit, among the children of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, there are only three, special, among the children of Ahlul Bayt. One of them, and how do we understand it? We understand it through the ziyarat marwiya. We have two types of ziyarah. One ziyarah which is made and which is, compiled by the ulama. The other type of ziyarah which we have, in the chapters of the ziyarah, they are reported and they are narrated from the ma'sum. They are uttered from the holy mouth of the imam. So when we look at the children of imam, those are directly children, direct children. So one of them, Abul Fadl Abbas alayhi salam. Abul Fadl Abbas, the ziyarah that we recite, Assalamu alayka ayyuhal Abdul Saleh, or the other ziyarah also. These ziyarah, they are reported ziyarah. Imam Sadiq, he uttered those words, those are written in those ziyarah. And also the ziyarat of Janab Ali al-Akbar, the son of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. This ziyarat, it is also Marwi ziyarat. And the third ziyarat, which we have for a child of the Imam who is direct child, it is a ziyarat of Bibi Masumah Qum. For Bibi Zainab, we do not have ziyarat which is Marwi ziyarat. However, some of our ulama, they said, yes, we had ziyarat, we may had ziyarat of Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, but we lost that ziyarat when our libraries were burnt at the time of Halaku Khan and those Banu Abbas and Mughal emperor and so on. So, but right now we have only 3 ziyarat. Those are reported ziyarat, and they are specified with Abul Fazil Abbas, and the ziyarat for Ali al-Akbar, and the ziyarat for Bibi Masumah alayhi salatu wasalam. Allahumma salli ala. And in that ziyarat, the segment of the ziyarat that I have quoted, the whole ziyarat, it is a beautiful ziyarat. When you go to the haram of Masumah, so you find the ziyaratnama over there, and it is written on big shield. So this ziyarah, it is reported from our 8th Imam, and also from Imam al-Jawad, from his son. So they have reported this ziyarah, and they are the wording of the Masum. Over there, when we recite this ziyarah, we start, and then when we come at the end, so in that ziyarah we recite at the end dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka an takhtima li bis sa'ada. This sentence is very important. This segment is very crucial sentence. So what we are supplicating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we do ziyarat of Masumah Qum, so we supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, make my ending good ending. This is very important. You have seen so many people in this dunya, mashallah, throughout the life, mashallah, they were good. But when they are about to depart from this dunya, they are deviated. They are into astray. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran, He very clearly mentioned, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullah haqqa tuqatihi. O who you believe, have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and have taqwa in its own right. Maximum taqwa you must have. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. And do not depart from this dunya but in the state of Islam, in the state of righteousness. So if you are, so this khatm, this ending, it is very, very important. You have seen in the history that so many people, mashallah, they were very good. Maybe today we are very good, but there is a concern of tomorrow. We do not know till tomorrow we'll remain on the right path or not. Because you see, Shimr ibn Dhul-Jawshan, he was not very bad person in the beginning. Abdul Rahman ibn Muljim, Ibn Muljim, he was a righteous person. He was the follower, a staunch follower of Amir al-Mu'mineen. When Amir al-Mu'mineen, he told him that you are going to be my qatil. So what he said? He said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I will slaughter myself right now. You just tell me. But what happened? He became the murderer of Amir al-Mu'mineen. So this concern is very important. Look at let me give you the example from the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in Quran, He says, وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ الَّذِي آتَيْنَاهُ آيَاتِنَا فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا فَأَتْبَعَهُ الشَّيْطَانُ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ. Allah, in this ayah, He is talking about the Bala'am Ba'ura. Who is Bala'am Ba'ura? Actually, Bala'am Ba'ura, he was a person in the time of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and he was a righteous person, and he was so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, Ataynahu ayatina. We have given him, or we gave him our ayat. What is the meaning of ayat? We have given him the mu'jiza. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made his tongue so effective. Whatever dua he used to make, Allah immediately used to respond his dua. So this man, he is given ayat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His dua is accepted. He was so close to the Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And Musa alayhi salam, he goes for a mission. And then what happened? He fell in the trap of shaitan. He fell in the trap of his ruler. Ruler came and they said, because your du'as are accepted, so why don't you make dua against Musa alayhi salam and his follower? He said, no, Allah, I'm not going to make dua in the beginning. He refused. He refused. But finally what happened? These people, these rulers, they come through his wife to him. And then they, finally he fell in the trap of them. And he decided to make dua, but dua implicate to Musa alayhi salam. And then he started going on the mountain of Tur, and because his donkey, his transport, it was not moving, so he killed him and threw him away. And finally he reaches to the mountain of Tur, and there he decided to make but dua for Musa and his people. But what happened? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ansahu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to, Allah make him to forget the Ismul Azam which was given to him. And then finally he went into the trap of shaitan. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said? Allah said, وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ الَّذِي آتَيْنَاهُ آيَاتِنَا. Ya Rasulullah, give them the story of person we have given him our ayat. And then فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا فَأَتْبَعَهُ الشَّيْطَانُ. And Iman was removed from his body. You know this fansalakha. What is the meaning of fansalakha? If you look at the Quran, you find the literal meaning of fansalakha. You may have heard those, those been in Arab country. Maslakh. What is a maslakh? Maslakh is called a butchering place, the center of butcher. What is the meaning of insalakh? Insalakh means when you slaughter animal and then you remove the skin of the animal from its body. This action, removing skin from the body, is called, insalakh. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using this word, fansalakha minha, because Iman, Allah wanted to say, Iman was so attached to him the way our skin is attached with us. Anyone wants to remove our skin, it is very difficult. So Allah said the Iman was attached to him the way skin is attached to the human body. But fansalakha minha. What happened? This strong connection was cut by the shaitan. So we always have this concern that tomorrow what we are going to be. Today, mashallah, we are righteous. So this man, he was so close to Allah. He was so close to Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. But what was his end? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, مَثَلَهُ كَمَثَلِ الْكَلْبِ. Allahu Akbar. His example is the example of dog. The person who was mustajabud da'wah, the person who had ism Adam from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, this person, he become an example of dog. And then Allah said, in tahmil alayhi yalhath aw tatrukhu. Because a dog, he's stubborn. If you leave the dog, it will it barks on you. If you attack on the dog, if you beat him, so it attack on you. So Allah is giving the example of bala'am ba'ura in the Quran. So this is very concerning for everyone, that even if we are on right path today, we are so strong. So in this dua, a dua of Masumah, dua of ziyarat of Masumah, what we supplicate to Allah, Allahumma inni as'aluka an taqtima li bis sa'ada. Ya Allah, make my end good end. When I depart from this dunya, Ya Allah, I depart from this dunya as a Muslim, as a follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Now question arises, what should we do to remain on the right path? Ahlul Bayt, they taught us so many dua. For example, one of the dua, Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah. This dua is very famous and we always recite in our qunut. And also, this is reported from our sixth Imam. Imam said, in the time of ghaiba, because the time of ghaiba, it is a very critical time, very dangerous time. People in the morning, they are mu'min. When it comes to the evening, they become kafir. In the morning, they are kafir, but in the evening, they are mu'min. So because we are living in very dangerous time. So our sixth Imam, he taught us a dua, and he said that when you are in the time of ghaibat, in critical time, so you should recite this dua, Ya Allahu, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahim, Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, Thabbit Qalbi ala di'nik. So this is a very famous dua. So this is number one, method how we can keep ourselves on the right path, and how we can, takhtim ali bis sa'ada, how to have good end when we depart from this dunya. Second thing, recitation of Surat Mu'minun. It is mentioned in the riwayah, and riwayah is from Rasulullah, that whosoever recites Suratul Mu'minin every Friday, look at the riwayah, Khatam Allahu lahu bis sa'ada. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make his ending good. إِذَا كَانَ يُدْمِنُ قَرَاءَتُهَا فِي كُلِّ جُمْعَةٍ. If someone recites Suratul Mu'minun every Friday, وَكَانَ لَهُ مَنْزِلَةٍ فِي الْفِرْدَوْسِ الْأَعْلَى مَعَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالْمُرْسَلِينَ. That if someone recites this, surah, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would grant him exalted status in paradise along with the prophets and along with the messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Recite la salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So this, ending, it is very important. We have seen in the history so many people, they were so good, but when it comes to the end, they remove their hand from, Islam. They remove their hand from the Tawheed. They start objecting on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why Bibi Masumah Qum, when we recite her ziyarah, so what we recite over there, Antakhtim Ali bis Sa'ada, and after that we say, Ya Wajihatan, Ya Fatima, Ishfa'ili fil Jannah. You become our intercessor on the day of judgment. And Bibi Masumah Qum, of course, according to riwayat, she is going to make shafa'at for her Shias, and especially those who come to make the visit of her grave. So Bibi Masumah Qum, wallahi, she was a lady who was a really oppressed lady, and she had a wilayat. She did hijrah. She was so concerned, and she was so serious about her ibadah. Historians, they have written, when Imam al-Rada alayhi salatu salam in 200 after hijrah was called by the Ma'mun al-Rashid by force. Ma'mun al-Rashid, he asked his people to bring Imam al-Rada alayhi salatu salam from Medina to Khurasan. So when these people, they come to Imam al-Rada and they requested Imam that Ma'mun is calling you, Imam refused. But finally they said, no, you have to leave, you have to come with us. And forcefully they took Imam al-Rada alayhi salatu salam. Historians, they have written that Imam al-Rada alayhi salatu salam, when he was making the Veda or farewell, so he several times he went to the haram of Rasulullah and he make Veda, and then he go back to the haram. Again he make Veda. It is like, Imam al-Rada alayhi salatu salam expressing that I do not want to leave Medina. I'm forced to leave Medina. And then when he comes back to house, he said to his family member, historians, they have written that the Imam Musa al-Kadhim alayhi salam, he had 20 sons and 19 daughters. And among them, Masumah Qum, she was a part of the Imam al-Rida. She was the most closest to the Imam and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Historians, they have written, Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, he said to his brother and sisters and his family member that I'm about to leave Medina. Can you please cry over me? So they started crying. And then Imam alayhi salam requested, Hatta asma'u, cry loudly so I can listen, so other people can listen. So they asked, Ya Imam, ulama, they said that why Imam is asking to cry loudly over the Imam. Imam wanted to tell to the people of Medina that I am forced to leave Medina. I'm not, going or I'm not leaving Medina out of my wish or out of my desire. It is Ma'mun al-Rashid who forced me. And when Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, he comes to Khurasan, 1 year passes. Masumah Qum, she is waiting for her brother, and 1.5 years passes. Bibi Masumah Qum, she gather and she collect all her sisters and brothers, and she said that, oh my brothers, oh my sisters, I'm not able to leave without Imam al-Rida alayhi salam. I want to meet my brother, so I want to go to Khurasan. So she arranged and she organized a qafila and caravan. Historians, they have written, Bibi Masumah Qum, she came from Medina all the way through the desert of the Saudi Arabia, and she came to Iraq, and then from Iraq all the way to Iran, and she comes via Isfahan. And after Isfahan, when this qafila reaches to a place which is called Sawa, in Sawa, when they reach, some historians, they have written that the Ma'mun al-Rashid, he sent his troop and they attack on their caravan. All the sisters of Bibi Masumah Qum, or in other words, all the daughters of Imam Musa ibn Ja'far, they were killed, and all the sons of Musa ibn Ja'far, they were killed at the land of Sawa. And that is why you see in Iran, and in this way especially and particularly, so there are so many many Imam Zadagan, there are so many sons of Imam, those are buried over there. And finally some Kanis and some sister of my Masumah, they remain, and they were heading toward the Khurasan. And in this way they found a family who was a Shia, and he was from Qum. When this man, he looked at this small caravan, and they found that the lady Bibi Masumah, she is wounded. He does not know that he is the sister of Imam. She is the sister of Imam, or she is the daughter of the Imam Musa al-Kadhim. So he sent his family member to this caravan, asking them who you are. When they asked from the Masumah, who you are, Masumah, she said, first you tell us who you are. Then these ladies, they said, we are from the Qum, we are Shiat of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rada. So when Bibi Masumah heard that they are Shia and they are from Qum, and because Bibi Masumah from first day she heard the hadith from her ancestor that the Shia, that the Qum Ushu'alu Muhammad, that the Qum is a city which is full with the follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. They are all of them, they are Shia. So that is why Bibi Masumah, she said, I am the daughter of Ali ibn Musa, I am the daughter of Musa ibn Ja'far, the sister of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rada. I want to go to Qum, I want to join you. So when this man come to know that she is the daughter of Imam Musa al-Kadhim, he started and he asked, why you are wounded, why blood is coming out from your body? Bibi Masumah, she said, because we were assaulted by the troop of Harun Ma'mun al-Rashid. And then this man, he brought them to Qum, and when they are about to reach to Qum, he requested Bibi Masumah, can you please stay outside of the Qum? Let me go and inform the people of Qum that the daughter of our Imam, the sister of our Imam, is about to enter and give us honor of her presence. So this man, he entered in the Qum, and he informed the people of Qum. All the people of Qum, they are gathered because they had a strong love to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. But this man, he said, no, before we enter the Masumah Qum in our city, first of all you have to remove all the black curtain, because if she come to realize that her brother has passed away, she would not be able to tolerate this sadma or this gham or this grief. So they removed the curtain. Historian, they have written, there was a man whose name is Musa ibn Khazraj. Musa ibn Khazraj, he was the Shia of Ahlul Bayt. He removed, he vacated his house, and he said that the Masumah is going to stay in my house. Bibi Masumah, she came and she stayed in his house. And one night, Bibi Masumah heard that there is a woman who is crying and saying, Ya Imam al-Rada, Ya Imam al-Rada. Bibi Masumah, when she heard, she sent her Kanis to call this lady. Why she is mentioning the name of Imam al-Rada? When this lady came, Bibi Masumah asked her, why you are mentioning this al-Rada? Al-Rada, who is this al-Rada? She said, because she does not know anything about the Masumah. She said, don't you know that our Imam has passed away at the land of Khurasan? And that was Imam al-Rada. He was given the poison by Ma'mun al-Rashid. When the Bibi Masumah come to realize that her brother has passed away in Khurasan, she was not able to tolerate. She started screaming and she faced the Khurasan and she said, oh my brother, you did not wait for me. I came all the way from Medina up to here to meet you. Oh Imam al-Rada. Narration mentioned that the Bibi Masumah, she was fainted, and whenever she wake up, she again remember her brother, and she is always screaming, Ya Rida, Ya Rida, I cannot live without you. Narration says within 1 week or 10 days, Bibi Masumah, she depart from this dunya, and the people of Qum, or the women of Qum, they come and they give the ghusl to Masumah and shroud to the Masumah. And finally, when it is a time of burial, because man has to put the dead body into the grave, historian, they said, and no one was ready to keep the body or hold the body of Masumah, because women, they are not in Qabristan. So that is why all the people of Qum, they refused. They said, no, this is a great lady, this is a daughter of Imam Musa al-Kadhim. She is a sister of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida. We cannot touch her. She is not mahram for us. So that is why people, they call Musa ibn Khazraj, who was the righteous man. But this righteous man, again, he refused. He said, no, I cannot dare to touch that body, because she is a very pious lady. And it is, they are the lady of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Historian, they have written, within few minutes they were waiting. So there is a man who came on a horse, and he was young. So the people, they asked, who you are? He said that I am the nephew of this lady. My name is Imam al-Jawad. So he hold the janaza of Masumah, and he placed her, and he screamed to Khurasan. He said, oh my Baba, my auntie wanted to visit you, but unfortunately she left this dunya with this desire and with this wishes. وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Matem Hussein.
ہائے معصوم کم، ہائے معصوم کم، ہائے معصوم کم، یا حسین، یا حسین، حسین، یا حسین. ہے تو زہرا کی شبیہ خواہر مولا رضا، ہائے معصوم قم، ہائے معصوم قم، ہائے معصوم قم، ہائے معصوم قم. ہے تو زہرا کی شبیہ خواہر مولا رضا، ہائے معصوم قم، ہائے معصوم قم، ہائے معصوم قم، معصوم قم، ہائے معصوم قم. کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا، بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا، بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا، بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا. جیسے گئی تھی زینب ویسے نہ آئی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا، بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا، بیٹے نانا. تربت رولا رہی تھی معصومہ بے وطن کی، پیوست قیدیوں کے زخموں میں تھی رسن بھی، تھی قید سے زیادہ مشکل رہائی نانا. جیسے گئی تھی زینب ویسے نہ آئی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا، بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، کچھ بھی میرا، بیٹے نہ نانا. وہ غم کسی نبی کے بیٹوں نے بھی نہ دیکھے، ہر موڑ ہر قدم پہ بدروحت کے بدلے جو تیری بیٹیوں نے
قیمت چکائی نانا، جیسے گئی تھی زینب ویسے نہ آئی نانا، کچھ بھی بہان میرا بیٹے نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، قتل حسین جیسے زینب پہ وہ گھڑی تھی، ظالم کے سامنے جب دربار میں کھڑی تھی، یاد آئے مجھ کو اس دم 18 بھائی نانا، جیسے گئی تھی زینب ویسے نہ آئی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ را بیٹے نا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے نانا، ہے نقش زین و دل پر عاشور کا وہ منظر، غربت تھی شام میں نہ بھولوں گی زندگی بھر، وہ بے کفن جنازہ اور بے ردائی نانا، جیسے گئی تھی زینب ویسے نہ آئی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے نہ آنا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، امت نے یوں ستایا شبیر کی بہن کو، بے گور چھوڑ آئی ہر لاش بے کفن کو، بس دل میں حسرتوں کی تربت بنائی نانا، جیسے گئی تھی زینب ویسے نہ آئی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے نہ نانا، غش کر گئی یہ کہہ کر محسن علی کی بیٹی، تیرا کلمہ پڑھنے والے کہتے تھے ہم کو باغی، ہر سمت سے یہی ایک آواز آئی نانا، جیسے گئی تھی زینب ویسے نہ آئی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، کچھ بھی بچا نہ میرا بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، بیٹے نہ بھائی نانا، یا حسین 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 یا حسین، اللہم صلی علی محمد۔
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما، بسم الله على أزور سيدتي ومولاتي يا فاطمة بنت موسى بن جعفر النيابة إمام زمان وجميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات قربة إلى الله تعالى. السلام على نوح النبي الله، السلام على إبراهيم خليل الله، السلام على موسى كليم الله، السلام على عيسى روح الله. السلام عليك يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. السلام عليك يا خير خلق الله. السلام عليك يا صفي الله. السلام عليك يا محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وآله خاتم النبيين. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب ووصي رسول الله. السلام عليك يا فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليكما يا سبط يا نبي الرحمة وسيدي شباب أهل الجنة. السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين سيد العابدين وقرة عين الناظرين. السلام عليك يا محمد بن علي باقر العلم بعد النبي. السلام عليك يا جعفر بن محمد الصادق البار الأمين. السلام عليك يا موسى بن جعفر الطاهر الطهر. السلام عليك يا علي بن موسى الرضا المرتضى. السلام عليك يا محمد بن علي التقي. السلام عليك يا علي بن محمد النقي الناصح الأمين. السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي. السلام على وسيم من بعده. اللهم صل على نورك وسراجك وولي وليك ووسي وسيك وحجتك على خلقك. السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. السلام عليك يا بنت فاطمة وخديجة. السلام عليك يا بنت أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا بنت الحسن والحسين. السلام عليك يا بنت ولي الله. السلام عليك يا أخت ولي الله. السلام عليك يا عمة ولي الله. السلام عليك يا بنت موسى بن جعفر ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك عرف الله بيننا وبينكم في الجنة واحشرنا في زمرتكم وأوردنا حوض نبيكم وسقانا بكأس جدكم من يد علي بن أبي طالب صلوات الله عليكم. أسأل الله أن يرينا فيكم السرور والفرج وأن يجمعنا وإياكم في زمرة جدكم محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وأن لا يسلبنا معرفتكم إنه ولي قدير. أتقرب إلى الله بحبكم والبراءة من أعدائكم والتسليم إلى الله راضيا به غير منكر ولا مستكبر وعلى يقين ما أتى به محمد وبه راض نطلب بذلك وجهك يا سيدي اللهم ورزاك والدار الآخرة. يا فاطمة اشفعي لي في الجنة فإن لك عند الله شأنا من الشأن. اللهم إني أسألك أن تختم لي بالسعادة فلا تسلب مني ما أنا فيه ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم استجب لنا وتقبله بكرمك وعزتك وبرحمتك وآفيتك وصلى الله على محمد وآله أجمعين وسلم تسليما يا أرحم الراحمين. السلام عليك يا حجة الله في الأرض يا مولانا يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان الأمان من فتن آخر الزمان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك وجعل الله من أنصارك وعوانك والمستشهدين بين يدي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. رحم الله من يكره الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.